हम्म आई थी बेजिचा टूथपेस्ट ब्रश रखा है
Yeah, for me it's audible.
Anirudh, Akash, anybody there? Can we start?
Yes, Maitri, we can start.
Thank you. Please start the video. I'll tell Miss Sajni to stop sharing. Miss Sajni, can you please stop sharing for a minute?
Yeah. I'm not able to. Do I have the permission? I mean,
Yes, you can just go to any. No. You just go to any tab and then click on not share. It will automatically go. Click on any tab. Yeah, any tab.
Please go to the Zoom link.
Zoom link. You can go to Zoom link. Your Zoom link.
Yeah.
Achha. Is it okay?
No, not yet.
Okay. 1 second. Got it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sajini. It's
That's
okay.
so
it's okay.
stupid.
No, that's
Oh,
okay.
good. Chalo.
Give us a minute. They will share the script.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anirudh. Welcome, everyone. My name is Maithili, and I am one of the core member of the Librarian Association. So we Librarian Association are a community where we all work together to empower librarians. We do a lot of workshops together, and we also have a librarian conference coming up in the month of in another 1 week on 20th December in Delhi. And we also do a lot of workshops related to libraries and related to our sorry, it's all about the school librarianship. So we do a lot of workshops related to that, and we are thankful to library solutions because this partnership helps the presenters as well to share their best practices, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for all of us to learn and share something new, something different in the library field. So thank you so much once again to our presenter, Ms. Sajni, today, who is going to share her best practices. So over to you, Ms. Sajni. And
Thank you.
till by the time she share her screen, just one line to add on. Please fill your feedback form correctly without any mistake. Like with the name should be correct, the email ID should be correct. Then only the certificate will reach to you on time, and all the certificates will be reaching to you only by Tuesday. So if the workshop is on Saturday, that is like today, the certificates will only reach to you by Tuesday. And please do not forget to fill the feedback form correctly, then only it will reach. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sajni.
Let me try to share.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, perfect. Go ahead. And Sajni, whatever chat, if you are asking them to type in a chat or anything, I'll be here as a moderator. So I'll be
Uh-huh.
telling you everything. Don't worry.
Okay. So if you guys got any doubts or anything in between, you can please put it down in the chat, and I'm sure I'll be able to take those questions maybe at the end or in between, as and when Maithili tells me to. I hope we are all future ready, right?
Yeah.
So without much of a wastage in time, I'm just going to get straight up into it. So it's
Sajni,
about
little bit
being
about you. Little bit about
yeah.
you. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm just I'm a librarian. That's all that I would like to say. And I have been working in a school in Kerala. The name of the school is Bhavans Vidyashram Shelimbra. I've been working there for the last 26 to 27 years, and I've also worked in between in a college. It's VSB Engineering College, Tamil Nadu, Karur to be more precise. So the experiences being a librarian in a college and in a school is entirely different. It's like two different total areas, I would say, because right from accessioning or right from acquisition to shelving to dealing with the students and library management, these two are two different stories altogether. But the basic facts always remain the same, whether we are updated, whether we are going with the time, so that whatever comes in the future, we are ready for it. Just like we say that the students nowadays are being given textbooks which may give them the marks, but we do not know whether they are being prepared for the professions that would be existing maybe 30 years from now or 20 years from now. We never know because it's a very fast moving kind of times, and whatever jobs we see now may not exist in future, especially with robotics and all. You know how slowly other countries robotics are so strong that many of the areas are already being taken over, I would say, by the robots. Okay, and AI, artificial intelligence is the thing. So let us just move forward. But I'd like to start with a story. Actually, many of you might know the story, some might not. So, anyways, I'm going to go with the story. The story is about a man, a woodcutter, actually. Now he was very busy cutting the tree. He was working really hard as well. He was working so hard. He was feeling tired after a while, but not much of a thing impact was seen on the tree. So people around him, they were just watching him, and they started telling him, "You're working so hard. How come the tree is not actually getting the kind of dent that it's supposed to get?" So he said, I do not know. I work so hard, but it's so difficult. I work so hard, but it's so difficult. So there was this guy passing by. He just looked at the whole scene, and then he goes to him and he said, okay, I think I know what the problem is. So he looked at the axe and said that, why don't you sharpen your axe? So that is when he takes that message and he starts sharpening his axe. And after sharpening his axe, it was not that difficult to chop down the tree. So basically, that is what the whole thing is about. How sharp are you? It is not like we are working very hard, but we do not see the desired results. The main problem is that we do not keep ourselves updated. Now, when I am saying we are not keeping ourselves updated, I do not mean the whole community, because I know there are so many people who are so updated that we can learn so much from them. And that is the main reason why we have this kind of a community wherein we are teaching each other. We are like sharing our practices, our best practices, our knowledge with the rest of the community, which makes it very easy. Because being library professionals, we are actually the people who should be very aware of the technological developments about whatever is happening in the different fields. The story we already heard. Now, what is my topic actually is about professional development. That is the module that we will be discussing today. And it is like this. Why should we have like a professional development? Why should we attend classes? What is the reason? The most important thing is I am a CBSE librarian, so I'll be talking from that area. I'm sure that the other syllabuses also, it's mandatory that you people actually undergo some trainings and all. So the most important thing is, I hope you people all know, especially those coming from the CBSE backgrounds, that CBSE mandates that there has to be like 50 hours of continuous professional development every year. I hope you people, shall I just ask if you really know about this? Is there anyone who doesn't know? How is it? You know about this, right? CBSE has mandated that there has to be 50 hours. This is for actually the teachers. But then librarians are also like part of this. Like we are also considered to be teachers, and we are also supposed to have this 50 hours. We cannot say that in some institutions, librarians are not considered to be teachers. They are supposed to be supporting staff. There are places like that. So whatever be the thing, the real question is, are we getting the 50 hours of continuous professional development, because it is mandatory? And how do we get it? So it says that you have to either get 24 hours of learning, either through courses that is conducted by external agencies. Like CBSE conducts a lots of courses, but from what I have seen, most of the courses are basically for the teachers. I do not see much of a course which is totally targeting the librarians. There are very less courses, so we'll have to find out other sources to get the courses, get the certificates, and get the additional whatever has to be there. Okay. So 25 hours, it's mandatory that we get it from outside. That is not from within the campus, from outside the campus, attending courses either online or offline. The next 25 hours, we can actually get it from whatever courses are conducted within the campus. We know before the beginning of every academic year, lots of professionals are called in, and they would be conducting classes, whether it is maybe it is not strictly based upon library and information science. Maybe it's not about anything related to books and students, but there would be something related to managing the discipline in the class, how to be student friendly, how to equip the children with the necessary AI skills. Now, if these classes are there for the staff as a whole, then I would say that we can attend those classes and get the 25 hours within the campus. Okay, so the 50 hours is actually divided like this: 25 hours through either CBSE or government recognized training institutes. That this could include CBSE capacity building program, NCRT trainings, regional training institutes. So, these things, these are the sites from which we can get information regarding this. Then 25 hours of in-house or school complex based training organized by schools. That is whatever the internal things would be. Okay. Now, why do we need this? So if a librarian, once we get a job, if we are very comfortable doing the basic minimum itself is a huge task, but then we would call that a static school, because for any institution, it is considered that the librarian would be the heart. The library is supposed to be the heart of the institution, right? If we have a very solidly equipped library with whatever resources are needed as per NEP 2020 to cater to the needs of the students, in that case, what actually happens is we get a school that is active and is involved in everything. Now, if that doesn't happen, then we can say that the school's very heart is affected. So if the heart is affected, naturally the whole campus gets affected. So it's extremely important that the librarian has to be, just like the library, a growing entity, a powerful force for learning, reading, as well as thinking about what can be done. Okay, next one is about upskilling. You see, there are 6 core areas that we'll have to master. The first one is the teaching learning support. That is something we all do, right? Whatever is needed for the teachers or the students to help with their curriculum, we always have that kind of a collection and we help them with it. When we get maybe question banks and all, whatever is latest, that can be shared. System for skill-based management, if we have something, we can share that. That is one thing, that it's very important for the school library to be purposeful, and it gets its purpose only if we are able to support the staff, that is the teaching staff as well as the students, right? The next one is about library and resource management. Now, this is one field wherein we'll just trace the whole history. Once you get a job as a librarian, the first and the most important thing is identifying the need of the community. That is, what is it that the students need, or the staff needs, or the institution as such needs? How far can we extend ourselves so that all the needs are satisfied? So that is one very important thing. Now, that starts from, now when I'm saying this, I know there would be like a many experienced librarians with maybe 20 years, 25 years, or 30 years, or there would be just freshers. So what I'm going to tell you might be more useful to the freshers. So we'll be starting from the first initial stage, that is about acquisition. Acquisition, wherein you are making a list, you have a budget to purchase the books, you make a list taking into consideration all the needs of this of the immediate community. You also just look for trending things, what would be of support to the students. So all these things you'd be taking into consideration while procuring the books. So the first and the most important thing you do is you prepare a list, wherein acquisition starts from preparing that. And even preparing that is a very huge task, because there are so many facets that you people already know that has to be taken into consideration. And once that list is ready, you find a good vendor. Now, finding a very good vendor would be like calling quotations from different sources from wherever you can get all this information, right? So you get the information, you finally zero down to one particular person from whom you can do the purchase. Now, once that is done, the time comes you to make the purchase. And after purchasing, when the books and everything reaches you, a very important task is there, wherein you have to do the technical work on the books, wherein the book has to be entered. Now, if you're following the old system of the ledger system, because most of the CBSE schools, even now, when there is an inspection, the first thing that the person asks is whether where is the record. So we have to submit, all the departments submit their records, along with that the accession register. That is the what is it called, the most important authentic document, wherein the entry of all the purchased books would come. Right. So all the books, once they are entered into the register, the next part comes is the classification. Right. All the details regarding the book accessioning is done. We move on to the classification. Now, here is where the problem comes, because usually the classification in the proper sense has to be done. If we are following the DDC method, then that has to be done keeping the DDC manual. Now, being very expensive, and as school libraries do not need that exhaustive a number, we usually just go for the basic minimum. But even for the basic minimum, there has to be a criteria to understand what number shall I assign, because there are so many confusions when it comes to, and it takes a long time, right? The proper classification is a big task. Now, how can we make this easy? Initially, we used to have this facility of OCLC, okay, online cataloging. And so from there, it was very easy for us to take a number. To get a number, we type it in OCLC, and then it used to give us whatever details we need regarding the number. there was some problem wherein it was made into a paid something, and we're not actually able to access it properly. Now, after that, what happened is we tried different things, and I have found out that ChatGPT has actually got a version which helps in cataloging as well. Now, what happens is it gives you like subject headings, it gives you the classification number, it also gives you a catalog. So everything is made so easy now. Until and unless we know that ChatGPT has got this particular kind of an extension to it, we would not be able to use it. And it has been immensely helpful for me to get the numbers and to put the number on the labels, so that the next procedure of cataloging as well as shelving becomes very easy. So these are the basic things, and these are where we can always use the technology. And from there, naturally, as we all have computers and we all have some kind of a system that helps us to get all the database done. And that is where if you are using Cohort, basically any software, library software, you enter all these details, okay, all these details into the computer, so that that particular database helps you to do the like whatever is needed, like whether a child is searching for a book, whether you want to issue it, whether you are taking back the book, whether you have to generate bills, everything can be done using this. But that is possible when you actually have a very solid system which is easy to handle, easy to update, and you are well versed in. Once again, you see, we have to be technologically that great so that these things do not look very difficult for us. Okay. Now, that is about library resource management. Next one is digital and information literacy, one of the very, very important things. Right. We know there are so many apps nowadays which can cause like lots of unwanted information to reach the students. So it's extremely important that we are able to educate the students, to tell them to differentiate between the real and the fake. We know, right, during COVID times and all, one information that was passed was a wrong message, was a fake news, but the whole village got affected by that. That was a very small instance as to what a misinformation or disinformation can do, and helping the students with identifying and like sieving out whatever is unnecessary and taking only that which is helpful and useful for them, to maintain a very good relationship with everyone around and a very civic kind of a personality. It is extremely important that we know what information is good and bad, right? So information literacy is one field wherein librarians can do a lot, because you see, so many things are being fed into the system. Children have access to so many things. Like we people might feel restricted because we might be maybe at the most using WhatsApp, or maybe we would be using Instagram, maybe Snapchat. Now, these are the things that students do use, but for them, there are so many other things that we do not have any clue. We don't even have access to any of those because we don't need them. But children are like, they're always in the lookout for new things. And from there, they collect information. And when they bring it to us, and to verify and ask them, ma'am, is this right? Is this how it is happening? If we do not have an answer, then we would be like in a very embarrassing situation. So for that also, it's very important you have a very good connection with the students. Ask them, communicate with them, tell them whatever is happening around you, collect information and try to give them a clarity as to what the world is like. So it should not be that librarians are just about books. Being a librarian, you are actually not related to one particular subject. You can be associated with everything happening around you. All sorts of literature is under your control. All sorts of information, the news, whatever is happening. You need to be a master of all this, so that when a child comes and tells you, okay, ma'am, what is happening latest in the field of aviation or in the field of economics, we should not cut a sorry figure over there. So it's extremely important that we collect information, we watch not just the news, extra information, whatever we get from whichever sources. We need to be hungry for information, collect and be ready, and also be ready to learn from the students. They are the best sources from where you know about technology and how it can enhance and make your library really great. Okay, that is about digital literacy and informational literacy. Digital literacy, you know, all the latest technologies that can actually benefit you, the campus, and the students and the teachers in general. We need to be updated and upgraded on that. Next is about the reading culture. You see, this is one place where I have seen most of the people fall short, because most of the times when we are a librarian, there are students who come and ask us, okay, ma'am, can you suggest a book on this? We might be having a collection of books that we read during our times. Okay, so those are the information maybe we have. Maybe we are a very good at reading and all. But if we are not updated as to whatever is happening now, what the books are, that puts us in a very bad spot, because we will not be able to differentiate when a child comes and asks you about two books which they know but we do not know. If we do not know, we have to be very honest with them and tell them that, okay, let me just check and then I'll get back to you. And you make sure that you really get back to them. You do not forget. You, once you make a promise to them, make sure as librarians it's a prior duty to collect the information that you do not have and then give it to them. Okay, so updation is very important when it is about reading culture. And let me also tell you something, that there is a new trend among students that I have watched. They are no longer just reading fiction. Okay, they are not just reading the stories, they are not just enjoying that, they are going into non-fictional books. Recently, a student actually came to me, and what the child was talking about was B.R. Ambedkar's a book which is about Pakistan or partition of India. There were so many things, and there was another book called The Myth or something a title that starts with myth. Now these are things that has been never been part of the questions that students usually ask. And when they came and asked me about it, I was like, I had no clue as to what the content was. So what I did is I just checked online, found the content over there. I read and I found that these things were not even known to me. So naturally, I had to do my research. I collected information, and then once again called them. We all sat together. We discussed these topics. And there are questions and things, political, economic, that the children come and discuss. If you are not updated and upgraded, then all we can do is they put on a very grim face and tell them to be quiet and just go and find out for themselves, which would be very bad thing, because these are the future generations who would be holding the reins of the whole world, would be the reins of the whole world. So we need to educate them the right way. Okay, so next one is about collaboration community. In a school campus, without collaboration, we cannot have a community which is very strong and helpful. So you always need to build a very good relationship with the teachers. Once again, ask them what they need. If there is anything, any particular subject or any particular area they need help with, or any question papers, or because we have access to different people. Ours is that kind of a community. So whatever access we get from anywhere, if that can help even a single person within the campus, please share it with them. And never be ashamed to ask. If you do not know about something, ask. It is very simple as that. When you are asking to others, they'll also start asking to you. Now, none of us is like a complete encyclopedia, walking encyclopedia. It's never going to happen. But yeah, we learn every second. We try new things, and then that is how we grow. COVID times have taught us, like from 1 second, we had turned to content creators. We had done so many things, right? We did the Padlet thing, we did the Google Slides, we did the Google Classrooms. There were so many things that were new, but we just upgraded and we did all those things. But with the COVID gone, we did not just cut ourselves from the technology. We are now getting into the same thing. We are getting hold of whatever new is coming, experimenting it, trying the new things. And that is what would be keeping our brain fresh, and also getting us at par with the rest of the society. Now, what are the things we know? We can either go offline mode or online mode. These are the two things basically that we get to do with the students when we are a librarian. Now, most of important things that we can do during like offline hours is hands-on activities. Something as simple as in the class, if you need to like explain about investments, we all know, right? You SIPs and all we people do, so we know what investments are. But we think that students are too young to understand these topics as investments. Okay, but we can actually connect it with emotional things as well. We can say that you invest in a person. if you are getting good results from the person, if you are learning from the persons, okay, in that case, that is a good investment. Whereas if the other person is draining you, taking from you, but not giving you anything in return, that is a wrong investment. From that, the connection can be taken to different books, different movies, any sort of literature that has been turned into any kind of an art can be a source wherein children get to understand about investments. You can also sum up with saying that there are different kinds of investments wherein if you are investing now, maybe from 10 to 20 years back, this is the money that you might get. So pocket money that you get, you can actually invest or do the investment. You can do like trading, learn the basics of trading. You would see how interested children suddenly become. From the rote learning method to suddenly they are experimenting these things. They are like buying and selling within the class, being the traders. And that makes the whole classroom maybe very noisy, very like out of control. But that is an energy that has to be at least once in a month. You do some activities like this, and you would see how much the children would enjoy and how much you would learn from the way they interact with each other. Okay, and this is when all the skills that NEP 2020 tells us, wherein the life skills that has to be imbibed through the curriculum, that is when you do these activities, automatically all these gets.
Can we please mute everyone?
No problem. Okay, so that is when we really understand that these skills can be imparted by simple tasks like this. Okay.
Yeah, it's muted. Please go ahead,
Okay.
Sajani.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So other than that, the rest of the things could be like physical browsing, how you just go through the different sites and then go and get the correct information. You can even, if you don't know your computer or your library doesn't have that many systems, you can get the help of whom? The computer teacher. You can use a computer lab, go there and tell them how they can seek certain information, what the authentic information is, where they can access this, and you'll see them learn through that. Okay. Now, the real books, that is something that we all do. Like we issue books, we get the books, then we can have specific topics wherein book discussions can be done. It can be anything from a foreign book to an Indian book. We need to like include everything possible that comes handy so that the children start understanding and learning from whatever happens in it. And research guidance. I'm sure that IB schools especially, theirs is basically, and ICSE syllabus is basically research oriented. It is like a step upwards from the CBSE school, wherein and the main focus is about information. Wherein when it comes to the ICSE or the IB board schools, as we say, it is more of like research oriented, wherein we need to tell them how to do the research, like whether it is a paper presentation or whether they are seeking information on something. How do you really get, because there a particular topic may be given and they are the ones who are supposed to curate the information. So where they can get this information, how can they go about it, and how do they give the references and all? For all these we need to know, and then only we'll be able to help the rest of them. Then storytelling and book clubs, these are like mandatory things you need to. If you're a librarian, you need to have a book club. If you're a librarian, you need to have a quiz club. If you are a librarian, you have to like have multiple clubs which would be like subsidiaries to the main library club, because there are so many things that you can actually start. And storytelling is one of the best modes which can help you connect the students with the culture of the country, connect the students with the history of the country, connect the students to the future of the country. It is a beautiful aid. Knowing how to tell a story, I would say, is a skill that we all as librarians need to develop and use. Okay, next one is about text stations. It's very interesting. If you, even the students, you can give an assignment or something to tell to students to have small text stations and different like programs within the campus wherein QR codes can be scanned, then using the opaque, then AI corners, ask them to bring something, and you like through robotics, you mix the whole thing together, you make something very crude, but they'll be working with their hands, they'll be using their critical thinking, would be their creativity go. So these are how you can help build the those faculties in a student. Okay. The next one is about online hours. Online hours, if you ever get a chance to get an online session wherein the students are there, and you really can do so many things because everything is handy. You have the whole universe of information there. So you can actually use digital tools of learning, research skills, AI literacy, online library navigation, citations. I mean, you just put something and you get the whole citations. You see, there is nothing wrong in using any of the AI tools. You see, if you have a lot of work, you use servants, maids at home. You need to use these technologies. It is not, don't let the children feel bad about using ChatGPT to complete a project. You see, when they are using this ChatGPT and trying to get the information, whatever they give as prompt engineering is going to be one of the most important things, because ChatGPT is just a tool. Any of the AI tools you use is just a tool. Until and unless you know to prompt what to give the right information, there is no chance you can get the correct kind of an output. So knowing how to do it is very important. So that is a thing that you can train the students with. Okay, and then virtual discussions, database exploration. There are so many things actually that we need to skill up so that we can help the students. Okay, now for us, ChatGPT is like the word, I would say, because it can help us in creating reading lists, summarizing if book. So if there is a big list of books that you want the students to read, and there are certain books that you have not read, you have no clue what the book contains, just go through it. That's another way. There are certain books that you are not sure whether it belongs to a particular age category. Google, just try ChatGPT. Very pakka classifies. Okay, these are the books that are okay for the 14-year-old or the 10-year-old or the 5-year-old. It just differentiates and makes the whole task so much easier. Okay, and creating the book list for purchase also, ChatGPT can be of great help. You can teach the students Canva. There are so many Canvas, slide carnivals, and these things. Using that, let them make posters. The handmade posters was what we people made during our school days. Nowadays, we have these tech platforms wherein children can know how to learn how to make posters. You can have competitions of making book covers. Just give some idea and tell them to make a whole book. Even that is possible. There are so many, even videos. You give a correct prompt, tell them to create a beautiful building with a road starting from a gate to going and winding around maybe a hill. They'll do it, and imagine they'll be so happy. And I have seen a very beautiful reel, okay, Instagram reel, wherein the teacher actually was giving printouts of children, showing them what they wanted to be in future. So some of them were wearing the uniform of a teacher, some of them were wearing the uniform of a doctor. Imagine if something like that could be done. Children would be so much into all these things, right? And they'd be so, the happiness would be there, because the syllabus or curriculum, whatever it is, basically all of education has to be rooted in the happiness of the children, in the mental health and well-being of the children. So these are small things which can help in a big way. Then answering reference questions, creating research worksheets, creating catalog entries. All these things become so much easier if you are a techie. Then there are like all these OpenAI things, as we had said. Okay, then Cataloger GPT. This is what I was telling you about. Cataloger GPT is something that you can actually use. The librarians can use to create catalogs. Initially, it was so difficult. I do not remember that I could create more than 10 or maybe 12 catalogs in a day with all the things are going around. But now we can just list out the whole thing. It's so much easier. Okay, so catalog creator, library catalog assistant. So these things are not only just to give you the catalog, they also give you subject headings, where to put the books, the exact locations where all these books can be kept, so that tracing them back or getting them back would be easy. Even you can educate the students that, okay, this is the place and this is how it is done, which makes them understand that library is not just about books. There is so much of technology in it. There is such a huge work that goes into a book before it is shelved. And even when you are taking a book, you are returning it. It's so important that the book returns to the address, or else it is considered to be lost. So a book is treated just as a human being, just like our Aadhaar card has got all the information. A catalog of a book is extremely important because it contains all the information, and Pakka tells us where the book has to be. So it is as simple as that. Now, these are the AI tools. I'm sure you people would be using it. Being librarians, there is no chance you would miss upon any of this. So you can just look at the slides. So these are the things. ChatGPT Perplexity is extremely good when you are doing research. Okay. And for citations, cite this for me is extremely useful. Quillbot is really funny kind of a thing, but it writes so beautifully well. Diffit is like the different level of text that you need for specific readers. You can actually very easily get it from that from there. Then TLDRify, that is actually simplified summaries could be obtained. Canva Magic Studio, you get posters, books, and covers. And recently I had a task was given to me to create a newsletters. You would imagine how many people actually has to contribute so that a newsletter, and how many days we need for a newsletter to simply happen. You wouldn't believe with Canva I could actually collect information. Just that collecting part was a little bit tedious because I had to get it from different departments, but assembling and the whole thing was just 2 days, and the whole of the thing was good and it got approved. So using these small newsletters, especially class magazines and all, can be created, which can later on be compiled and kept in the library, so that children, when they see themselves as a character or as part of a story or as a picture, a simple photograph of them with their friends in a magazine, they feel very entitled. Okay, they feel so happy. So that is very much possible using Canva, Magic Studio, or whichever app you people prefer to use. Then the toolkit. Okay, so toolkit for daily library operations. Once again, it's the same thing. Okay, if you are basically using it online mode and all, Canva helps Padlet. If you have to share something with the whole school community and collect back information, Padlet is a beautiful thing. Wakelet, Jotform. So these are like Jotform is extremely useful when you need to collect book request forms. Like that is one thing that you can really use. Then sites. Okay, these would be like, you would be knowing if you are a techie. Once again, it's all about how updated you are. If it is that you are a very updated person, then these things wouldn't be new. Now, if you are not into it and you have been a very traditional kind of a librarian, then I would suggest like these sites can be extremely useful for you to get updated, as well as to suggest to the students. Goodreads, Scholastic, Storyweaver. My God, Storyweaver has got such a good collection and so many hands-on things that you can do along with the students. It's really helpful. Project Gutenberg, the collection is huge. Okay, book list online, Hornbook, Read Theory, Epic Sura. So these are the things that you can actually help. Then updations. Now, how do we do this? Like we know that we need 50 hours of preparation, wherein 25 has to be from outside sources. And I do not think there are many in-service courses that usually happen, which we can straight up go and then what do we say, like attend, because librarians are supposed to be in the library throughout, and any day off would be like taking the chance of the students from like getting into the library and using the resources. So it's extremely difficult for us to like get a time to go out for like 4 or 5 days, attend a seminar or something, and come back, learn. So what we can do is, these are the different places or organizations that help the librarians to stay updated. Whatever latest is happening, whatever has been there, whatever would be there, everything is covered by either AASL or IASL school library journals. It's extremely important we learn and have access. We subscribe to journals that help not just the students to grow, but also to the libraries to grow, librarians to grow. So these are all the different sites that help you get updations, and especially this COSIA and Common Sense Education have been extremely useful. Okay, they get us like specific topic related content would be there, which makes it so much easier to browse and do things. Okay, and then we have the so the legend. So it's like a shift from being just a librarian, like a person who sits with the book, and there are people who say, oh, librarian's job is so simple, you just need to sit and read. Man, I would say teachers, for them we have a syllabus, they have a curriculum, they have just that one book and associated things, they have that one set of questions, that one set of answers. But we people, we have to deal with every person. We have to be like the person who knows about history, geography, chemistry, and biology, about literature, about different languages, about the trends, about fashion, about politics, about economics. Not a single subject goes like out of purview. For us, everything has to be inclusive. And that is what makes us a legend. In a school, a librarian is a legend, but only if we are like used to AI. We know how to use AI and create things using that. If you know the languages like using which you can use like chat GPT and things like that, the language that the prompting thing, then the cataloging tools, then how to give tech teaching to students or whoever needs it, then how to get the students to engage in different ways, and the research skills. I mean, these are the things. And let me tell you very interesting topics, like maybe we are celebrating something very important like Independence Day. Suppose you need the children during your library hour. Usually, what we do is we either have some speeches, we have children to like come and talk about important things that they would do if they were the prime minister, the president, or the future citizen, what they would do. So these are one kind of, or we would have the quizzes. Apart from that, what I had tried out, which really worked extremely well, was I took a very simple a poem. Okay, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world, so high like a diamond. That was a rhyme that children knew. And I gave that to ChatGPT. I told it to give me something on India, totally going with the rhyme scheme of this particular thing. You wouldn't believe ChatGPT gave me that. And together we sang the song. You should see the happiness in the face of the children. They were not just learning about India, they understood which are the important places in India, which are the basic cuisines, because I could try that with different things in India. And this, I'm talking about smaller kids. And when it came to the bigger ones, I took more serious kind of songs or rhymes, which they were very familiar with. And all the ministers' name and what their portfolio is was taught to them very easily. I just sang it twice and they were repeating with me. And you might think that a 10th grader would not like it. They loved it. They did it. And then we had a quiz wherein whatever the name is totally hidden, the whole poem I would be reciting, but the person's name wouldn't be there, but their portfolio, what they did, what they do, that is there. And they could identify. So this was a new type of quizzing that was going on. So with technology, if you are able to use it the right way, there is no limits where you can go. So that is about being the thing, okay, being the librarian. And if you have any questions or any queries regarding whatever I have said, you are please feel free to ask. Okay, I do not know whether I have done justice, but this is what I do, and I thought, okay, maybe a little bit of something might be useful to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Sajani. We got some great responses and they're really liking it as well. If you have any questions, please let us know. Please put it in the chat box so Miss Sajani can address it. But meanwhile, please fill the form. We already shared the form with you all. Please fill it correctly, then only the certificates will be reaching out to you on time. You can also unmute and ask. Vandana is telling it's a wonderful session.
Thank
Good
you so
ideas.
much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone wants to ask something, anything actually?
So I think
we all
Sajani, you
are.
gave them you opened a Pandora good box. So now I think they all have to go back, really work on it and then come to you.
Yeah,
So
because it's very important. Because if we are not updated, the children are like there. And we are no longer teachers. We are no longer librarians. We are just almost near them when it comes to technology and knowledge. So if we are not updated, we'll go down and they go up. That doesn't look very good, considering the responsibility that is vested upon us. So if anyone has got anything to ask about how they are handling things there and the kind of questions that they get from their classes and how techy their students are. My children are like great, and we have that kind of a chat. Even on Instagram, they follow me, I follow them, Then they share reels with me and they say, look, this is happening. Immediately I have something to share. I share that and I say, look, this is also happening. So that is a
Yeah.
kind of a very nice communication that happens.
So you know what, Sajani?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
read a quote today, and I think it completely applies to you. So I read a quote that students don't need a perfect teacher. Okay,
They
she
don't.
needs a happy teacher. And who
Exactly.
can inspire them, who's going to make them excited to come to school and grow a love for learning, right?
And that
So I
is there.
think,
That is there.
yeah, so I think you are really building up that. So anybody, they would love to come to your library, and they would
Please
love
do.
to, understand and grow. So I think that is what we librarians need to do. We just need to guide them. We just need to make sure that they're excited to come to the library, and it is not another class for them. It should be
Yeah.
very inspiring for them, or it might be fun for them. So
Exactly.
that really made it. Renu is telling you just inspired me to roll in a course and check out all the tools that you had shared. So thank
Yeah,
you
it would
so
be
much.
nice. Yeah.
Miss Geeta, how the Padlet will be working? There will be soon one session where we talk about that. Please stay tuned. So we're going to come up with many sessions on tools as well. So I think you're getting a lot of good feedback, and everybody
And
started
I
thinking.
wish to add like one more incident which it has to be expressed. And this I'm talking about the senior students, like the 11th graders. And you see, 11th graders, usually we think that they live in their own world. They are the a generation who don't bother about things. We started a discussion. I mean, in my library, nothing is taboo. I never discourage students to discuss any kind of a topic, whatever we adults can discuss, be it politics, be it economics, be it relationships. I give them the space. Now they came with a topic and we had discussion, and even the lunch break, they did not go for lunch, they did not let me go for lunch. It just moved forward till they were summoned by the next class, I mean, next period teacher. So that is how great a conversation can be built. And I'm not
Yes.
talking about just one or two students, it's a whole group who come, and they are taller than me, bigger than me, huger than me. But then I just stand my ground and we discuss, we debate upon. That is how we build the relationships. It's extremely important for students to have that space wherein they can ask. They wouldn't be judged on what is asked. And I wouldn't be judged for what opinion I have
Opinion.
about a certain thing. So it's very important that we accept each other as we are.
Wonderful. And somebody is telling, thank you, that in a short time you have covered different pointers. We need to know as a librarian. So that is wonderful. You are a star. That's what is also one of the feedback is telling.
Thank you.
And please arrange a session how to use AI tools and ChatGPT. Yes, Ms. Geeta, that's
Sure.
already coming on the way. So please stay tuned, and every Saturday we can meet here for something new.
Yes.
That's wonderful. All right. So thank you so much, Sajani. We can end our session over
Thank you so
here.
much.
Thank you. Agreed, honoring students' voice and choice. Please fill up the form, all of you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Ma'am, can I
Yes, it is
ask
a.
one question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Namaste, ma'am. Actually, I had one query to ask. Like now, we are like when we have young adults, like upgrowing in eighth and ninth, they have they ask us suggestions and all. So
Mhm.
the content when they come across. So
Mhm.
how can we deal with their content? And I want them. I usually recommend them that they can read.
Uh,
1 minute, 1 minute.
actually,
Can we
yeah.
others please mute? Please mute. Deepti, you can continue.
Yeah. So just ma'am, I just had a query, like, how do you deal with the content which is like little inappropriate at times for young adults? Like I have at times to deal with them, but I tell them at times that, you can just take what is good in that and don't go with the wrong thing. So how you deal, ma'am, with young adults?
Actually, can anyone mute the person, the other
Yeah,
person who is talking?
1 minute,
Yeah,
1 minute.
yeah.
Can
Because
anybody, can
the
others
host,
please mute?
the host can actually do it. Whoever is
ಈ
handling this
ಮಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲ
can.
ನೀನು.
Yeah, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the word itself inappropriate doesn't exist, because we live in a generation wherein everything is appropriate because everything is openly laid in front of them. you see there is no source that the children cannot access. So it's extremely important and responsible on our part to tell them what the content they are, whatever it is, no matter what the subject is, we should have a very clear idea about what it is and how it is going to affect the child. So we need to tell them. I am not extreme, I'm not getting an idea as to what this particular topic is about. But if it was me, I would be very blunt. I tell them there are two choices, and the choices are with you. Now, your decision is going to take you to X or to Y. The consequences you have to own, because it's no use telling the children that you, if you do that, it's not bad, it is bad, it's good. No, you take the decision because you are, but you take a decision which is based on the information that you have. That information I'll definitely give them, no matter what the topic
Yes,
is.
ma'am. I also am
I
at times,
just, yeah.
now I'm dealing with them with a lot of queries and all they'll keep doing. That's why I just asked this
Yeah,
query, ma'am.
it's
Thank you
very
so
good,
much.
ma'am. That shows that you are a very open person. Otherwise, children do not feel comfortable coming to a person and talking this kind of a thing. If they are asking, that is because they need help and they trust you with the help. So you can actually tell them, extreme, like give them the choices and tell them what can be done. Okay, and then it is totally up to them whether they choose X or Y, because you need to tell them that the consequences of whatever you choose, my dears, is going to be yours, and there is a future in front of you. So you decide where you want to go from here. And most of the times the children have the solutions. They are brilliant, I would say. They're like the best group of kids that you can ever
Yes,
get.
I want to
they
add
they
here.
have it all.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
Good
thank you
evening,
so much.
everyone. Yeah, I just want to add here one thing. I am dealing with senior student, and
Uh-huh.
generally, such kind of questions we always deal with a student. If you have
Mhm.
a kind of rapport with your student, so they will
Yeah.
be always around you. So my student also visit me, and they also said, "Ma'am, we want to read such kind of books." Like in
Mhm.
my library, what I have done for 11th and 10th to 12th, I have just mentioned senior section. Same
Mhm.
library, though the library is functioning for 8th onwards. But
Mhm.
still, for a few sections, I have just, classify in such a sense. But
Uh-huh.
if because I have mentioned there for senior section, so my junior student, they love to visit there. So,
Huh.
and when they are visiting, that time we need to take a very, very, authentic information, or you can say suggestion to them.
Mhm.
My dear, see, I know the platform is open for everyone, and you are reading such kind of content, you are watching such kind of content everywhere. Now, everything is so accessible. But as per my suggestion, if you are taking my suggestion, so I will tell you, uh, being this is my personal opinion, dear. See, it is all our mental level, because I believe if we are reading healthy content, it will be healthy for our mind. So it is your choice what you want to read, and you will see that kind of comment impact on them. Like I have always make one small corner where I kept few books that is librarian choice. So my student love to visit that corner. Okay, Miss Rita is reading these books, so they just, so in that way we can deal with the student, because they are in such age where they are influenced with the content which we feel it not appropriate. But text is text, but that time it depends on us how we deal with them. So
Yeah, that's very good. The thing that you told about having your reading corner, that really is, they are very curious as to what you are reading. So recently I was reading, suddenly my interest is in Vedas and all. Okay, so I have got this commentary on Vedas. It's a huge, big one. So I was keeping it over there, and the book has to be open like this. And they were so curious. And the first time in my whole career, I saw students asking for Vedas and what is in it, what is Rig Veda, what is Yajurveda. That was, I mean, imagine, it is nothing that they can understand at this age, most probably. But
yes,
they are curious
that's
about,
very true.
yeah,
And
that's what.
after some time, you need to change that corner, so that they, because once every time one student usually visit that corner. So if the class is 20 of student classes there, so definitely one or two student will definitely read. But for exploration, almost 50% student will explore what your librarian is reading. So in that way, you can, or like
Yeah.
sometime what I do, because basically I'm dealing with senior students, so sometime they are not into reading, so I just start a small kind of uh, you know portion with them. Okay, so what is your mindset today? So they said, ma'am, we don't want to read. Okay, you don't want to read, perfectly. Throughout the day I am sitting here, I'm not talking with anyone, so I want to speak with the people, so let's today we'll discuss. And in that way, that time we just start some kind of topic, like on what is hot topic on sports. So that
Yeah,
time, like nowadays the IPL started, so they
definitely.
are choosing teams, so they are coming to me, they are discussing, ma'am, this team, these players chosen by so and so, whatever team, are what we will say, organization, association,
Yeah,
sorry. So in that way,
yeah,
they will come to you, and they will gradually, they will start listening to you.
right. I mean, I would say, Maithili, we need Rita ma'am to like do one of the sessions.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
can
sure,
be like
sure.
a
Miss
yeah.
Rita.
Definitely,
Sure,
definitely,
Miss
ma'am.
Rita, you can
Thank you
connect
so
to
much.
us. We have
Yeah,
Sure,
to,
ma'am.
please do, ma'am.
yeah, we have to
I'll
finish the
do, ma'am.
session today, but please connect to
Yeah.
me personally as well.
Definitely, ma'am.
The core team,
Yes.
core members, you can connect to us, and then we will definitely go ahead.
Sure,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So thank you so much,
Okay.
everyone.
Excuse me,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, very small question, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, just imagine a particular class. In that class, we have different types of reader. Means you will find two, three avid reader who are
Mm-hmm.
very in reading. Okay,
Yeah.
because their maturity level is little high. So they will go
Mm-hmm.
for, like a person is in seventh. They will choose
Mm-hmm.
a book of ninth
Mm-hmm.
standard. Means their
Mm-hmm.
maturity level is like that, and they are very good in
Okay.
reading. But
Mm-hmm.
their friend, they will feel little like teenager pressure or like that. If she
Mm-hmm.
is reading, I can also read. In that
Mm-hmm.
case, it's very difficult
Mm-hmm.
to deal.
Mm-hmm.
Getting my point? See,
Yeah, I
I will
understand. I
say,
mean, it
I
is
will say,
there, ma'am. Yeah.
yeah, I will say, oh, no, that book is not for you. That is for nine. But Diksha was
Mm-hmm.
reading, ma'am. Why did you give her? Because Diksha
Uh-huh.
was little mature in that way. She can digest the
Mm-hmm.
thing, and
Mm-hmm.
she's avid reader. So in that case, it's very difficult to deal. Can you suggest how to deal? Even sometimes I am
No,
speed. Yeah.
yeah, actually, ma'am, in that case, we cannot decide whether the child can read a particular book. It has to be totally left up to. If the child is actually experimenting and just to show off, taking a bigger grade book and they are trying to read it, they cannot go forward. They'll in between, or maybe 5 minutes they just browsing through it. You just very friendly go and say, "Are you finding it a little bit difficult to handle this? Shall we move on to something else? Do you want to try something else?" You never tell them that this is not your kind of a book. You never tell them it'll be difficult. No, it is for them to decide whether they are finding it. You give them options. You tell them that, okay, are you able to follow it? Very good. Ah, you are able to read, like you're taking a little bit of time, but you're doing really good. That is the kind of encouragement. Even if the child is, we'll never discourage. There can be like students reading like big Tolstoy books. The same class might have children reading just a little Hanuman. The variety is there. But if the little Hanuman guy actually wants to read the book, big book, at least take, hold it, feel it, and understand what it feels like to read even one sentence, that is a win situation for us. So we just go with what the child wants. We never tell that, okay, you are not reading, you are wasting. No, nothing like that. Let the child
Yeah,
experiment. We
agree,
can always
agree.
go and tell that, are you finding it easy to read? Do you want like to change, or are you going to keep this book? Are you happy about this? We can go to that level wherein the child feels like, okay, even if I do not read and change, ma'am is okay with it. It might be an extra
Yeah.
work for us, but it really helps in the long run.
Yeah, ma'am,
Like
it's a
that's
good
what I feel.
suggestion. Yeah, yeah, no, you are
Okay.
right, ma'am. Correct. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
thank
faced
you.
one problem like this, and
Yeah.
once
Because
that
children
girl,
get hurt, yeah, very quickly. If
ma'am,
you are giving and
thing is
they
that,
feel suddenly that they are supporting them, she can do, why can't I do? That happens
yeah,
always.
this
We
is the
have been there,
competition,
yeah.
yeah, because they are in their teenager age, and these
Yeah.
things happens daily. especially
Yeah,
with girls.
yeah,
One
that
of
is
the
because
best.
their ego is like that. It is a disposition, and
Yes,
we need to
yes,
like
yes,
very carefully handle that ego so that they
mm,
love the books and never like feel that this is too much or get overwhelmed. But what by what we give them, let
mm.
them choose. It's totally up to whether they want a big book, small book. There are children in the fourth grade who carry big dictionaries and all, and I just watch and
Yeah,
say,
ma'am.
okay, you want to do bodybuilding? Chalo, let us do this. That is how I mean we can be. I know they would not understand
Because
anything. Let them be.
I got
Yeah.
a like a complaint by a girl. She was saying,
Huh.
"Ma'am, this book is not meant for me because my mother said you are not.
Mhm.
This book is not appropriate for your age." That time I
Mhm.
realized ki oh means we have to be like extra careful
Yeah,
because
that is it.
the
When we are
child
issuing books, something that the child takes home,
because the
we have
child
to
was
be
after me,
extreme.
ma'am. I have to take. I told ki okay, take
Uh,
for one day, and if
uh,
it is of your level and if you are comfortable, then only. In that
uh,
one day only it happened.
Yeah, it is like when you are issuing books, you have to be extra careful to see that the content is appropriate. You can always tell the child, you want to read this, come during recess, come during like free hours. You just sit here because we have the
Yeah,
facility
yeah,
wherein even
same
if
thing
one
I do.
class goes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So let them
yeah.
come and just go through it. But other than that, when they are taking it home, because elders, you see, basically children are not the problem, but their parents can be because
Yes,
they do
yes,
not come
yes.
from a place where we come. We understand
Yeah.
literature. There would be people
Mm.
who feel certain things are not right, this is not good, so sieving
Mm.
becomes very difficult for us handling
Yes,
that. So
ma'am.
give
Yes,
appropriate age
ma'am.
appropriate books, but let them
Mm.
know, because you cannot shut a child from
Yes,
information around.
this was the thing. Like
Impossible.
I was got confused whether to give or not because child was after me, ma'am, I want, I will handle. But their parents were not ready. So this
Yeah,
was like
parents and children, they
dilemma
live in
for
two
me.
different planets, so there is
Yes, ma'am.
no.
Yes,
We were also like that, right? We never
yes,
agreed with
yes.
our parents. It's fine.
Thank you so much for your great
Thank you,
suggestion, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Anirudh, you can stop. Sajni, we can leave. No problem at all. Yeah. The others will fill the form. Yeah. Thank you, Sajni. Thank you, everybody. Please fill the form. Anirudh, you will take care from here.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Maitri.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Please use the WhatsApp group. The networking group is there. You can add your questions over there if you have any. Thank you, Miss Sajni. I'm taking a leave.
ಇವನಿಗೆ ಕಾಲ ಮದುವೆ ಸುತ್ತ
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is going on? Means exactly which activity is going on? Hello? The poll kind of thing is going on or what?
So, hi. Actually, the session is ended. So, that poll is for the certificates.
Okay. So session is over?
Yes, it is completed. You can watch it in the YouTube.
Okay.